Hello Pokemon fans, trainers, welcome to the Pokemon Privateers. This is your Captain Andrew speaking. And today we have the deck profiles of the Celestial Storm Build-A-Battle box that I did, the Lost Thunder Build-A-Battle box that Quartermaster Richard opened, and the Build-A-Battle box that First Mate Jackie opened up of Team Up. So, we will go from oldest to newest on the deck profile, and hope you guys enjoy. So, we start with Celestial Storm. I was really hoping for a very quick. I got Delcatty. No, Delcatty is not in the deck I'm making. So, without further ado, here we go. I run 3 Gulpins. Now, why am I not running Delcatty? Well, I don't really care for Delcatty, and his attacks weren't impressive to me at all. And Gulpin is able to use 1 energy to attack for either one, Yawn or Spit Poison. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep for Yawn and Spit Poison. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. So, put him to sleep, poison him, or poison him, then put him to sleep. Who knows? It can give you some turns and a chance to turn things around. Now, if I run 3 Gulpins, I'm going to run 3 Swallots. Or Swallow. Anyways, it has the attack Amnesia and 120 defense, which isn't too bad. But Amnesia is 1 energy, does 30 damage to the active. Choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon attacks that Pokemon cannot attack during your next turn. So the attack that you choose on the Pokemon that's the active against you can't use that attack. So you can lock out a GX or even lock out a Charizard, for instance, because it only has 1 attack. So Amnesia can keep locking it out. And then Swallow Up for 1 Psychic and double colorless, 40 plus. If before doing damage to your opponent's active Pokemon has less remaining HP than this Pokemon, this attack does 80 more damage. So if anything was already damaged and you still have less HP, let's say I would have 20 HP left and a Charizard would still have like 100, this will automatically take out that Charizard and you get the victory on that Swallow Up, because it does an extra 80 for if you have less damage on it. And I run 1 Deoxys speed form, mainly for the teleportation burst. Does 20 damage for 1 Psychic, and I can switch this Pokemon with one of my bench Pokemon. So it's kind of like a Volt Switch in a sense. And then Spear Drive isn't the worst attack in the world. It's 3 colorless. This attack does 50 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. This attack is not affected by weakness or resistance, so it's going to do 50 damage regardless, and it doesn't have to be to the active, it can be to anything. I run Sableye just for the ability of Excavation. I can choose pretty much what my top card, whether or not if I want it to be the next card I draw, and disable. I stop your attacks, or I choose one of them and stop them. I run 2 Chinchows and 2 Lanterns, and you might think that's a little weird and odd, but that's because I run 2 Electrics and 1 Manectric. And that's all for the Pokemon for the Celestial Storm box for me. I just felt that these cards do a lot more with supporting each other and getting energy ramped up and stalling my opponent as long as I can. Delcatty just didn't seem like it was going to fit anywhere. I don't know. If you guys ran the Delcatty from Celestial Storm, kudos to you. I just can't really see a good function for it. But on to my items. I have Last Chance Potion, Energy Recycle System, Super Scoop Up, Acrobike. I got really lucky with these next 4. I got 1, 2 Nest Balls, 1, 2 Great Balls. And my supporters: How, draw 3 cards, Underground Expedition, and Copycat. I got some draw supporters as my support team. And as for my energy count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lightning energies for my lightning Pokemon. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 poison energies for my poison Pokemon. Well, that was the Celestial Storm one for the captain. Now on to Lost Thunder, which was the Quartermasters. He got the Giratina, which is a awesome card in my eyes. But he runs one of those because he only got one. He runs 2 Natus, 2 Zatus, 1 Poipole, 1 Naganadel. That's his poison team. Now, this is actually pretty good because 1, Giratina, his ability alone is awesome. Once during your turn before you attack, if this Pokemon is in your discard pile, you may put it onto your bench. If you do, put 1 damage counter on 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. So if he's even knocked out, or you send him there or anything like that, bring him back and 2 Pokemon get damaged on his way back. Naganadel, being able to grab energy from the discard pile and attach it to him. This attack can come really in handy and really deadly if it faces something that it might be weak to it. And Zatu, Energy Gaze, your opponent reveals their hand. If you find any energy cards there, this attack does 60 more damage. So it does 30 plus 60, which is 90 damage for 2 energies. And then even Psychic Sphere for 1 Psychic and a double colorless for 80. So take your chances with what you're going to find there. But those are the Psychic type Pokemon that he uses. On to the Electric type. He uses 1 Tapu Koko. He runs 3 Mareeps, 2 Flaffies, and you guessed it, 2 Amphiroses. Now Ampharos is very, very good. He's a little broken in my eyes, but he's just amazing. Once during your turn before you attack, you may put 2 lightning energy cards from your hand into the Lost Zone. If you do, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Boom. They can't attack you. And then Split Bomb. This attack does 50 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. Not just one, does 50 damage to 2 different ones. Well, if you had that Giratina coming out all the time, and Ampharos, it's going to do massive damage. And then he runs 1 Alola Diglett. I'm sorry, I keep hitting the camera. But he runs 1 Alola Diglett. The main reason is it's colorless, or no color, so no energy to use Call for Family. Search your deck for a basic Pokemon and put it onto your bench. Then shuffle your deck. He can get set up really quickly with Alola Diglett if it can survive some attacks. And considering the fact that these are Build-A-Battle, probably a good chance of that. Alright, you got Lily, Professor Kukui, TV Reporter, Looker, Sightseer, which is one of my favorite supporters now, and Professor Elm's Lecture. So he had lots of good supports for drawing, and even go find the rest of his baby Pokemon. And his item count was a little low. 1 timer, 1 nest. That's it. Didn't get much out of that. But hey, he's got Professor Elm's Lecture and that Call to Family. That's why they're in there. He runs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 lightning energies. And no, these are not laminated. He went and found my shiny ones. And 1, 2, 3, 4 psychic energies for his Pokemon in his deck. So that was the Lost Thunder from the Quartermaster, and that's what he'll be using on Sunday. On to the first mate, who is using Team Up. Dun dun dun. We all know what happened here. If you don't, you need to go watch the video of us opening these. You can just skip mine, it wasn't very impressive. But definitely watch Quartermaster, and I would even watch First Mate. But anyways, here we go. She runs 1, 2, 3 Ponytas with 70 HP and 2 Rapidashes. Now Rapidash has a story. Let me tell you what. I had this exact same setup at the pre-release for Team Up. I used agility so many times, and it was crazy of how many times I actually got it to work. Flip a coin. If heads, prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon during your opponent's next turn, and you do 60 damage. I hit heads throughout the whole tournament. Gotta be about, I'd say, 9 times before I got a heads. Rapidash definitely won the tournament for me. And I had this set up too. 1 Charmander, 1 Charmeleon, and 1 Charizard. Charizard only came into effect 1 time during my battle. But this is First Mate's. She also runs a Litten and a Torcat. So that is it for her fire Pokemon. She's got Charizard, Litten, Rapidash, Ponyta, Torcat. She also runs 1, 2, 3 Grimers, and 2 Mucks. Reason why? Because of Muck's ability, Poison Sacs. Special conditions on poison Pokemon are not removed even when the Pokemon evolves or de-evolves. Well, that's not the greatest. Yeah, but toxic secretion for only 1 energy, that's a different story. This does 40 damage to one of your opponent's active Pokemon. Is now poisoned. Put 2 damage counters instead of 1 on that Pokemon in between turns. So that's just going to keep chipping away and chipping away and chipping away and chipping away. So it's not exactly bad, especially if you got a Rapidash and a Charizard on standby. And she runs 1 very pretty hollow Zangoose. It's basic and 100 HP. For 1 energy, does Headhunt. Look at the top 6 cards of your deck, reveal any number of Pokemon you find there, and put them into your hand, discard the others. She can go find her Pokemon and put them in her hand. Just with that. You know, granted, yes, it does not do damage, but if she's in a position where she needs her Pokemon, and she needs her Pokemon now, I would use Headhunt. And then Slash for 40. for 2 colorless. Not the greatest. It's honestly in there for headhunt. So that is her Pokemon for a team up. On to her supporters. She runs 1 Howl. Nope, sorry, 2 Howls. 1 Ingo and Emmett. 1 Brock's Grit. 1 Erica's Hospitality. 1 Copycat. And 1 Lily. She is definitely set up to get her draw on with her deck. And her items were very vague too. Only 2 Pokemon communications. The only thing is, this is a very, very, very good card. I use it even in my actual decks now. This card is so awesome. So, not the worst, but not the greatest, because there isn't a whole lot. She runs 1, 2, 3. 3 for just the Alola Muck. Or not the Alola Muck, but just the Muck. Because she just wants to poison you away. And she also makes sure that she's set up for that Charizard with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 fire energies. That Charizard can do a lot of damage in a very little short time. But anyways, that was the team up for the first mate. You had the captains in the beginning, and you had the quartermasters in the middle. So, which deck do you think is going to come out on top? We're going to roll a 20-sided die, and we're going to see who faces who first, and we're going to battle it out. Which Build-A-Battle box do you think has the best chance of winning this? Leave your comments down below. Make sure you hit a like on this video, and if you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button and join the Pokemon Privateer fleet. We really hope to see you guys on Sunday for the battle. So until then, this has been the captain of the Pokemon Privateers saying see ya.